Cozy Cloud Stories.
Once upon a bedtime in the middle of a quiet town, there was a zoo called Zigzag Zoo. It was full of happy animals: giggly giraffes, bouncing bunnies, sleepy snakes, and playful pandas. But the tiniest and bravest of them all was a baby zebra named Zara. Zara had soft black and white stripes and a curious mind. She always asked questions like, "Do owls get sleepy during the day? Why do elephants have such big noses? And most of all, do zoos ever fly?" Everyone giggled at her questions. "Zoos don't fly, silly," said Ollie the orangutan, swinging from a tree. "Only dreams fly," hooted Olivia the owl. But one very quiet night, something magical happened. The zoo began to lift off the ground. It started with a soft pop, then another pop, pop, pop. All around the zoo, giant glowing balloons began to rise. Red, blue, yellow, and green, big as houses, light as feathers. One by one, they attached themselves to trees, fences, and rooftops. Before anyone could notice, the entire zoo was floating into the night sky, carried by the colorful balloons. The animals were fast asleep and didn't feel a thing. Even the lion snored on, paws in the air. But Zara, who always had one eye open, blinked and looked around. She wiggled her nose and gasped, "We're floating." Zara galloped to the edge of the zoo, but there was no ground, just clouds and twinkling stars below. "Oh no," she cried. "If we don't get back by morning, the zookeeper will be so worried. And what if the balloons pop? What if we float to the moon?" Zara ran to each sleeping animal. wake up," she whispered. "We're flying." But the giraffes were snoring, the bears were dreaming, and even the parrots just mumbled, "5 more minutes." Zara realized it was up to her. She trotted to the control tower, a little hut where zookeepers watched over the zoo. She had seen them use big levers and buttons. Maybe she could use them too. She climbed up using boxes and hay bales, reached the big chair, and looked at the control panel. There were 3 levers. One said up, one said down. Balloon, and one said balloon boost. "Oh dear," Zara whispered. "Which one will bring us down?" She thought hard. If up goes up, then down must go down. She pulled the down lever slowly. Nothing happened at first, but then the balloon squeaked and hissed, letting out a tiny bit of air. The zoo began to gently lower through the clouds. Zara smiled. "It's working." But then crash. A gust of wind blew the zoo sideways, spinning it like a carousel. A balloon popped with a loud bang, and some animals started waking up. "What's going on?" yawned Penny the penguin, sliding out of bed. "Are we flying?" asked Leo the lion, eyes wide. Zara stood tall. "Yes, but don't worry. I'm bringing us home." The animals cheered sleepily and offered to help. The birds flapped around to guide the wind. The elephants sprayed water to slow the zoo's spin. And the kangaroos bounced to keep balance. Zara, focused and brave, pulled the lever a little more. The zoo floated lower, and finally, it landed softly back in its usual spot, right before the sun began to rise. The balloons let go with a gentle pop, 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 disappearing into the clouds above. When the zookeeper arrived, everything looked normal. Well, except for one balloon string still stuck to the hippo's tail. The animals all promised to keep the flying zoo a secret, but they gave Zara a special title: Captain Zara Sky Zebra. From that night on, whenever anyone asked if zoos could fly, Zara just winked and said, "Only if the stars are just right, and you have enough balloons." If you like this story, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and like this video. Sleep well and dream nice.